Is independent accommodation in Islington for those who have a mobility or medical need, who are struggling in their homes, and it's for primarily 55 years old and over, although we have some stock that are just 60 and over. The various housing associations have different age criteria, but most are 55 and over. They're self-contained flats. So basically you have separate kitchen, bedroom, bathroom, living room, generally with a wet room, which is like a walk-in shower in the bathroom. They have communal gardens out the back, communal laundry room with washing machines and tumble dryers in there. And they do have a communal lounge as well, where clients can sit, have a chat, have a cup of tea, watch TV. And the warden or concierge on site does arrange social activities on a regular basis, like coffee mornings, bingo, day trips out on occasions in the summer. The flats are unfurnished, so basically if you did look at a sheltered housing vacancy, it would be clean, decorated, etc., any repairs completed, but it would be unfurnished. Some of them do have built-in facilities, like built-in ovens and hobs, built-in wardrobes in the bedroom. But other than that, when you did view a flat, it'd be completely empty with nothing in there, so you do need to bring your own furniture and things with you. As I mentioned earlier, there's a concierge or warden on site in normal working hours, so basically Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. But you do have emergency alarms within the flats as well, which are in operation 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So you have those, you can pull the call any time, speak to somebody. You can call you an ambulance, contact your family, and get somebody around to help you, because they do have what we call a master key in sheltered housing blocks to get into flats, if someone can't get to their front door because they've had a fall. They do all have lifts as well. They do go up to second, third floor generally, no higher than that. And a lot of the sheltered housing schemes have 2 lifts these days as well. You can, when you are assessed for sheltered accommodation, request certain schemes or areas in Islington. Obviously the schemes are all in Islington Borough, but you can request your areas of preference, and if there's a scheme you particularly like, you can request to be offered that as your first choice. If you are successful later on, you are made one direct offer only, just to make you aware of that, because it's not done through bidding like normal council flats, it's direct offers. So you're only made one, which changed last year in our allocations policy, just due to the lack of vacancies and the length of the waiting list, which is roughly about 210 people at the moment. Waiting times are currently about 12 to 18 months. That can be slightly longer, slightly less, depending on availability. If you have housing benefit, that can be transferred over to the new address as well. And you can still apply if you're not on housing benefits. Some people we do have at work do apply as well that may have care and support needs or mobility issues. They're not the cheapest option, to be quite honest, so obviously if you are working or not eligible for benefits, it can be quite an expensive option. Roughly, with everything combined, which is rent, service charges, and your heating and hot water, which is included, it's about £1,100 a month on average. Priority is generally lower for those on benefits, but again, it depends on mobility and medical needs. And we do, when you apply for sheltered accommodation, which is the same form you use for general housing as well, it's a change of circumstances form, which is like a housing application form, and a medical form as well. You can get paper forms as well, you can pick up from any of the council access hubs, or Age UK would have copies of the forms, and other support services potentially as well. There is a form online as well, which you can find on the council housing website under the housing tab. And like Chanel said earlier, for general housing, you still need to provide your ID, proof of benefits, proof of address. So yeah, it's the same as general housing in the documents you need to provide. If you have a social worker or support worker, a family member or friend, they can help you complete the forms. When we do assessments for sheltered accommodation, they can be present as well at the assessment to help you if necessary. As it says there, you can, if you need help completing the form, Age UK can help with that. and also any of the council access hubs as well. Once you've completed the forms and they're all registered on our system, it's me generally that contacts the applicant or a family member or friend to see when we can book in the assessment, which we have to do before you go onto the waiting list. And that assessment is normally done by phone rather than face-to-face. You're put on the waiting list, you're informed in writing or by email that you're on the waiting list and how many points you have. And usually once you apply for sheltered housing, because of the rehousing team's workload and policy, it's normally about 6 to 8 weeks after submitting your form with the correct documents and medical forms as well that you're contacted by myself for the assessment. Also, if you've got medical mobility needs, we complete a medical form which is sent off to the medical assessor, which normally takes, is that about right, 2 to 4 weeks to come back?
6 weeks maximum.
6 weeks maximum, yeah. So we normally wait for the decision on that as well, because that can potentially increase your points and priority as well. I think that's it.